But yeah, and a lot has happened though. A lot of movies have dropped.
By the way, your top 5 actors take didn't age well.
Oh, that definitely happened. Oh my gosh, we did not get to talk about that.
Whenever I was dealing with that episode, editing it, it's just like, oh yeah, top 5 actors.
You got to put a disclaimer. This happened. This recorded.
Too late.
This.
That's the episode that has the most views.
Wow, now we canceled. Wow, thank you a lot. Thank you a lot. You got to put a disclaimer. This episode happened days before.
Well, technically, I had finished editing before that happened.
We recorded this days before.
No, that was weeks before.
Or weeks before. Yeah, that aged terribly. Oh my gosh, bro. What is going on? Fuck? It just came out of nowhere too.
I think that was literally the last day I was on social media, on Twitter, was when that news broke. And I'm like, I didn't see that coming.
At all.
Jordan's devastated.
Devastated. I mean, we're not going to like come to a conclusion yet because, you know, we don't know 100%. But it's looking like he...
Damn, bro. Turn that... Why do you have to say it like that?
Yeah, it looks like
Edit. Edit.
You can't say that? I can't say that?
I just don't think that's the right wording.
Looks like there was some abuse.
That's a little better.
That was for the Patreon before.
I can't wait to actually have enough people to do a Patreon.
Yeah, I'm gonna be wild on there.
Okay, let's go back to what we're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to like, you know, have hope that it wasn't true or it was like more to the story, but yeah, it looks like it's some abuse that was happening.
This is all alleged.
Alleged.
We don't pay that much attention.
Yeah, allegedly.
We're just hearing what's in the news.
Yes. Did you see the tweets? I mean, not tweets,
No.
the text messages.
That was after I got off of social media.
Yeah.
I've just heard people mention it on podcasts and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I barely listened.
I mean, honestly, a lot of people were kind of getting it wrong. In the text, she did say that he did not strangle her. So I think that's what the lawyer and stuff were saying. Like, she's going to backtrack or is going to like prove that he didn't do what he did. And she did say he didn't strangle her in the text messages, and she's going to tell the cops that. But other than that, it looked like she was like, people saying it looked like Stockholm syndrome.
Well, here's the other thing. I'm kind of doing it again, but I think this is more natural, me cutting you off.
Yeah, go ahead.
Was they mentioned, like the lawyer mentioned there is video acquitting him, but that hasn't been released anywhere. But they released these text messages that, though she said that, supposedly, because I have not read them and I'm not going to get around to reading them because it's not really my business.
Yeah.
And I don't work in the criminal system, so I don't really have that much opinion on whether it's good evidence or not. But yeah, everyone says it sounds like the way she was responding to things and saying sounded very Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah. But at the same time, we are looking at it in the lens of we think that he's abusing her. So we're gonna look at the text messages like Stockholm. I've had relationships with women that have acted pretty crazy.
Still scared of that one.
And when I was reading the text messages, it just brought me back to her because I'm not saying this is happening. This is just my own thing. I'm not talking about Jonathan Majors or anybody. But it did remind me of like sometimes women do be like doing stuff, and then it might sound like Stockholm syndrome, but in reality,
this is separate from this conversation.
Separate from Jonathan Majors. In reality, they are like being abusive to the other person by like being emotionally abusive to the other person by getting mad at them and then blowing it all up. In the text message, she's like, "Sorry, it was my fault for taking your phone. It's all my fault." That's why people saying Stockholm syndrome, because she was just apologizing, like, I'm sorry. And this is separate from Jonathan Majors, but I'm saying sometimes women they take actions, like abusive actions to somebody, and then they apologize and backtrack it. And it just reminded me of that just a little bit.
Are we in women's business?
No, I don't want to be in women's business.
Me neither.
Yeah, but yeah, it's looking bad for Jonathan Majors. What do you think? How does Marvel?
That's what I was going to ask you is